Hello again. Welcome to your Opportunity Partner channel. My name is Associate Professor Art Gogatz. I'm your host for this series of talks on opportunity and how you can access it, how you can recognize it, and how you can leverage it. Today, we're going to talk about opportunity and education. And it's been said that the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill, but the desire to learn is a choice. When you learn anytime, school, on your own, lifelong learning, it's up to you. A lot of people, too many people, take it as an obligation, something they have to do, something they don't enjoy doing. We're going to talk about that today. If you find these videos interesting and useful, please like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you can. Comments are always really good. We're going to begin today with a question. Why do you need a teacher? I mean, when you look at the world today, there's amazing amount of opportunity to learn. You can go online, you have lots of classes, you've got videos. You can learn all the time whenever you want. Why do you need a teacher? Well, answer to this is basically, teacher does a couple of things for you. They look at all the information, they read a lot, they find out a lot, they understand everything about a topic, about what they're teaching. And then they basically say, they make it simple, they make it clear, and they say, have you thought about that this way? Have you thought about it that way? Have you thought about the connection between this and that and that? They also give you the desire, the motivation to learn more. I mean, anytime you have a teacher, I don't care what course it is, the teacher is not with you forever. There's a limit to how much you have the teacher there in front of you, accessing, in contact. Most of the teachers I had when I was in school, lost contact with, maybe they're no longer here. But the teacher is there for a time, certain period of time. And so you have to want to learn more about the subject that teacher is trying to give you on your own. If you don't, it's very limited. So the teacher really does a couple of important things. They clarify, they simplify, they communicate in a way that makes you want to learn more. Now, one of the things that's really important in all education, I do it when I teach all the time. Keep telling my students, you've really got to think. Thinking, analyzing, not just absorbing, not just taking in the knowledge, but understanding it, thinking about it, analyzing it, linking with other things. It was Confucius who said, study and not think is a waste. He also said, thinking and not studying is dangerous. I can't impress upon you how much today, 2026, thinking is important, and that's what you've got to learn in education. And the reason is artificial intelligence. Well, I work with artificial intelligence every day. I work with 4 programs in France. The DBA programs, doctoral programs, and they're in artificial intelligence. And one of the things I've really recognized very quickly is a lot of what we hire people to do or have hired people to do can be done by AI, almost as good or maybe better, and a lot faster and a lot cheaper. That means a lot of jobs are at risk. What kind of jobs? The manual skill jobs, electricity, plumbing, building, okay, and the thinking jobs. Why? AI doesn't think. It's good at organization. It's good at getting and accessing information. It's not good at analysis. It's not good at linking things that don't seem to have a connection. It's not good at creativity. It's not good at thinking. You need to be able to think if you're going to do well in the future. Now, here's a good question I ask my students, not all the time, but a lot of the time I do. I say, okay, tonight at midnight, meet me in front of the university building where we're learning, where the class takes place. I said, meet me downstairs, meet me outside in front of this building at midnight tonight, and I'll give you your degree. You don't have to finish the course. You don't have to take any exams. You don't have to take any more courses. You could be over with it tonight and you could have your degree. Okay. If this were possible, how many of you would meet me? Raise your hand. How many? I've asked this question to a lot of classes in a lot of different countries. You know, I've taught in many MBA classes, undergrad classes, postgraduate classes, doctoral students. Honestly, how many students raise their hands? Generally, a good class, I would say, 50%. And what I consider not so good reaction, 75%. It's somewhere in that. Rarely is it ever less than 50. It's never complete. So I would say 50 to 75%. What do I tell the class? That the people who raise their hands, okay, I understand, but you're in trouble. Why? You're here for the paper, you're here for the degree, you're here for the result, you're not here for the knowledge. That means when you're in class, a lot of the time, you're probably not listening and absorbing and understanding. You're just listening to the words. Maybe you're trying to do some other work. Maybe you're here, but you're thinking of other things. That means you're not getting the most out of this education. Education's an opportunity. One of the things, as a parent, that I did with my two daughters, and it was one of the most important things that I wanted to do in my life, was to give my daughters a good education. And they studied both girls were born in France. They studied in France. They studied in Colombia. They studied in Hong Kong. They studied in Switzerland. They studied in the US. The older one also studied in England, and the younger one studied in Italy. Education is so important. And it's such an easy opportunity today. Okay, let me ask you another question. I love to ask questions, by the way. But that'll be in a future episode where we'll talk about opportunity and questions. But okay. Question is, do you love your studies? How do you feel about studying when you're in school or whether you go online? ask you another question along the way. You can think about, do you love your studies? But when you go online, yes, we use the internet every day, hours every day. What do you go online for? Entertainment, play games, learn something. I say it's good for all three. Most people, entertainment number one, games comes into that. Learn something number two. You can learn a huge amount of things online. It's amazing. It's a great opportunity. Do you take advantage of it? I remember when my youngest daughter was in high school, it was in California. And I remember one day she asked me, she said, Daddy, how do I get good grades in school? My answer was, find something to love about what you're doing. Love what you're studying, love the teacher, love the boy sitting next to you, something. You got to find something. It's what Steve Jobs said in the classic speech that I've referred to before, which he gave at Stanford University in 2005. He said, you've got to find what you love. And if you haven't found it, keep looking, don't settle, don't compromise. Go with what you love. If you love what you're doing and love what you're studying, you'll learn a lot more. It'll be a lot easier. Everything will work better. I had a good student. She was from China when I was teaching in France. And one day she said to me, she didn't have to, but she just was talking with a group of students. And she said to me, Professor, now I realize and I understand why I never got good grades in my schools. She was a university student at the time, undergrad. And she said, I don't love my studies. But I said to her, well, who chose that you would study business? Because she was a business student. She said, my parents. I said, is that what you wanted to study? She said, no. But she said, even before I went to the university, I didn't love my studies. So then we go into the classic question, which is, okay, let's say this is the weekend. Let's say you have to go to work or school Monday. Do you want to go? Or would you prefer not to? There's something in English they always say TGIF. What's TGIF mean? Thank God it's Friday. Why? Because I don't have to go to work and I don't have to go to school. I just finished teaching a MBA class in Hanoi. And I asked my students the question. I was teaching on Saturday and Sunday. I had one group on Saturday, one group on Sunday. And I would ask them, oh, you all have to go to work Monday. Yeah. You want to go to work? I had one class of 35 and one class of 50 students. I said, how many of you love your job? 3 people in one group, 5 people in the other. The rest, no. Education is an opportunity. It's a continual opportunity. It's going to be there forever. I mean, I'm old, right? Yeah. I still study every day. I still learn every day. Why? Because that's wonderful. It's great. Education opens your mind. It makes you faster, sharper, better. It keeps you young. I love studying. I love teaching. And if not, why bother to do it? I love helping young people. I love helping people to learn. It's a great opportunity. I'm not saying be a teacher. It's not for everybody. I'm not saying be a teacher, be a student all your life, but I will say never stop learning. It's something that you can do and you should do and you can do because the technology is there now. You can always learn and you can learn more. And as a teacher, I know which of my students wants to be there, wants to learn, and which ones are there because they have to, or there for the paper or the degree, and not really there. Yeah, it's obvious. How do I know? Just look at their face, look at their attitude, look upon if they follow me, ask questions, answer questions. So I always feel the ones who are there in body, but maybe not in spirit, they're wasting a huge opportunity. It is an opportunity. It is a privilege. It is, as they say, a gift. And it's something that you all can access easily. It's one of the easiest opportunities to access. And if you don't, then, like Confucius said, it's a waste. It's a shame. He said, study and not think is a waste. Thank you for today. We'll continue talking about education in a later episode. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all.